tell you the truth, I thought you got sick of us and didn't want to come on anymore, so I appreciate you coming back on, man.
Yeah. No, I needed a break from Jim. So, I took a little break, and then now I'm back. So happy to be back. Happy that all three of you are joining the show. So
We're still here.
So I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Oh, wow.
Right to begin with, so maybe you won't be on for the next month because you're mad at me. So, the Skip Schumacher apparently interviewed. He's the bench coach. Interviewed for the Marlins job. You had been the Cardinals had been very interested in you being their bench coach, but at the time, you wanted to be around your kids and everything, and that may still hold true. My question is, if there were an opening with the Cardinals, if it worked out for Skip, and who knows, what he's going to do or what they're going to do, has that changed for you? Or are you still, at this point, not interested in doing the coaching thing? And is that a bad question?
Wow, just coming at me with the hard hitters right out of the gate, Jim. Well, first of all, I know Skip, and I'd be shocked if Skip relocated to Miami, even if it was for a manager job. It would surprise me in knowing where his kids are and their maturation and where he lives, which is Southern California, which really couldn't be any further from Miami. So all that to say is I don't see Skip taking that job, even if he. Maybe I'm wrong. I haven't even talked to Skip, but I don't know, Jim. I don't know. Again, my kids are still pretty young, and Ethan's only a sophomore in high school, and my daughter is, she's in what grade is she? She's a seventh grader and reads in third grade. So I don't know. I'm still probably at a stage in my life where the full season. 162 and spring training and all the things that go into being a major league coach is probably still a little premature for me.
All right, so then this is probably an even worse question because I was thinking, what if, though? Let's just say what if. Let's say Skip takes the job. Skip calls up his good buddy, Matt Holliday, the same guy who FaceTimes him the day before the game that he has to be the interim manager, and he says, "Hey, buddy, Matt Holliday, I want you to be my hitting coach for the Miami Marlins."
No, it's a fat no.
All right, here's my other question.
That was easy.
I love Skip. I like hitting and I like Skip, but I don't think that's a good fit for me. So I would have to tell Skip. I would say, Skip, that's a no.
Skip.
So we had this debate. So in the postseason now, we got Ken and Lauren Shahadi in the dugout, like after Bryce Harper goes deep for a quick one-question interview. Now, I think the more the better when you have players out there. It doesn't get, as long as it doesn't distract from what's going on the field in that moment. Now, Nate hates everything about it. In fact, he doesn't think there should be sideline reporters.
But he hates everything.
He doesn't.
Do you?
If you're Matt Holliday,
I knew I liked Nate for some reason.
Hell yeah, Matty.
Go ahead, Jim. Finish your stupid question.
Okay. This is very
Hey,
hurtful.
clip that off. We need to clip that one off.
Yeah, that is a good one. I would clip that off.
Yeah, there you go.
So you're Matt Holliday. You just hit a 3-run bomb in the postseason.
He knows he's Matt Holliday.
Here comes. Let's actually take it further. It's not Ken Rosenthal. It's me coming to ask you a question.
I wish that would have happened. I wish they'd have let you in the dugout in the middle of the game. I really do. I wish that back in the day you were in that was something that was happening, and that you were allowed. And you were allowed in the dugout, and you would be standing there waiting for people. I would have absolutely abused you.
Shocking, right? Shocking.
So what was the question? Do I like that, or what?
Yes.
What were
Do you like
saying?
that? Are you opposed to it? Are you for it, or don't really care? I guess there's 3 options.
I don't really like it. I mean, I think for the fans, I think it is somewhat to hear in the moment. But I don't think that as a player, like I think that those moments are more for their teammates and to enjoy like that home run and just the emotion and then you have reporters standing in the middle of the dugout, sort of awkwardly standing there with a mic and trying to get the attention of the guy that just hit a huge home run to send his team to the World Series. I don't really love it. I think that the post-game interviews are enough, and you can ask those same questions, and just if you wait, in this case, 20 more minutes. So I'm not a huge fan. The thing that I think of the new sort of some of the new stuff that lately was when Waino did when he was talking on the Sunday night game, kind of his process and what he was doing, getting ready for the game. I thought that was awesome. Like, listening to him talk about, and even for kids and coaches and some things of listening to Adam talk about, his lead up to the game, what he's doing to warm up. I thought that was really cool. Some of this other stuff about, players talking to announcers, in the middle of the game while, balls being hit and, they're talking about, I don't love that. So in an exhibition, fine, but in a counting game, I'm not crazy about that.
Matt Holliday, brought to you by the Post Sports Bar and Grill. Matt, as baseball fans, should we still be mad at the Astros for what happened years ago with the trash cans, or can we root for Dusty Baker? What should we do here?
Yeah, I mean, I think that you could still be mad. I mean, I think that I think that that was pretty. I don't know. I think it's okay to root for Dusty Baker too. I mean, I like Dusty. I mean, I think it's. I'm not sure about the black gloves. I don't know about the gloves, but I think rooting for Dusty's fine. But I think the fans that are still a little irritated with the whole trash can thing and the pretty, the depth of their cheating. I'm okay with people being still rooting against them and angry about that because quite a few of their players are still there that were doing that. But I do think that Dusty is somebody worth rooting for, and I'm going to root for the Phillies. Rob Thompson was the bench coach in New York the year I was there, and I really, really like him. So I'm going to root for the Phillies. But if you want to root for Dusty, then go for it.
Have we talked to Matt since the Cardinals were bounced? Because I'm just curious your take on how that whole thing went down. Obviously, the Cardinals got kind of cold offensively heading into the postseason. We all know really the hot team can win it all, even if they may not be the most talented. Just your take on what went on with the Cardinals and your thoughts on their what I would consider a premature exit from the playoffs. Well, I mean,
look, when you're facing, Wheeler and Nola, I mean, you're not going to look great at the plate. I mean, they're two of the better pitchers. They're very difficult on right-handed hitters. The Cardinals' main hitters are right-handed. Their main source of power and production are right-handed. So I mean, in these kind of games, when you're facing these kind of pitchers. You have to make every play. You have to make sure that you keep it close, and then hope that you get the big hit if you get a chance. And it just didn't happen. And they had the lead in the first game, and who knows if they're able to hold that lead. What happens if you get you're up 1-0 at home, and this whole postseason might go another way, but. Fact is it didn't, and they get the dribbler. Segura hits the dribbler, reaches out, barely touches the ball, and it finds a hole. I mean, really, it's just baseball. I mean, that kind of thing can happen, and it's obviously disappointing for the Cardinals and how the season ended. But I mean, it's just it is what it is. The Phillies have gotten hot. They've only won 87 games, and here they are in the World Series, and I would say that, with Nola and Wheeler going twice, being able to line their pitching up, I think they're in good shape to make this a very competitive series and have a chance to win a World Series. And they're the team that beat you out. So it is, I think it's more about the Phillies, sort of underachieving and not really having their team together. And now they're kind of all coming together in what maybe in spring training we thought their team might look like. And now they're kind of all clicking and playing the way we thought they might. And so I think you lost to a good team, but it is disappointing that, that you weren't able to beat them in a 2 out of 3, which, shoot, it's these short series it really is anything can happen.
So when you look at what's going on with the Cardinals in the future, some guys depart, legacy guys, are going to be some changes. Cardinals have some money to play with. They also have a ton of talent at the minor league level and some young guys who are talented who got a taste at the big league level this year. I think they have a ton of pitching. They got to sort through that. But when you look at the Cardinals, just from your opinion, where do you think their biggest need might lie?
Well, I think, the one thing for me, with Jack Flaherty question mark, and if I know that there's not a ton of, high end starting pitching out there, and you feel like you have some pretty good middle of the rotation pitchers. I think, I don't know what DeGrom is going to command on the open market. I don't know what that even, what that looks like with his injury history and some of those things. But I think when you look at these teams and who they start in the first game and the second game, and you talk about having to match zeros with some of these teams, the Astros and their starting pitching, and I would say, look, if you could get a number one, if you could get a DeGrom, you place him at the top, and then everybody else kind of slots in a good spot after that. I would say that would be my first priority, and then secondly, adding another middle of the order bat. If you could add a left-hand hitting Vopper in between Goldie and Nolan to split them up a little bit, and I think that would be something worth looking at. But I think obviously Jordan Walker coming is exciting. I don't know if next year is going to be the year. I don't know what their plan is with him as far as positioning and timing of when they might want to just put him in there and see what happens. But I would say that would be my two things, Jim. Obviously everybody would like to have the best, maybe Correa and put him at short and something like that. I think would, even though he's a right-hand hitter, would be awesome. But I don't know. I would say for me it would be a top of the rotation type pitcher. And then go from there.
Matt, another serious question here. I saw your tweet. Your son Reed was doing the dance, the Sturdy, which I'd never heard of, but with the rapper Waka Flocka Flame at homecoming and the basketball for Oklahoma State. Unbelievable moves here. Was he mimicking, watching you at home do all that?
It's incredible. He is my pop culture kid. I didn't know what the Sturdy was either, and I probably don't even know how to phrase getting sturdy or doing the Sturdy. And I'm not up to date on the latest dances because I'm not a big dancer. But he is doing it around the house all the time, and so I see him doing it, and he, like I said, he's up to date. He watches YouTube way too much, and but he's doing this dance, and so we go to the homecoming and hoops, deal, and Waka Flocka is the entertainment at the end of sort of the introduction of all the winter sports coming up, and a really cool environment. All the fraternities and sororities are there, and so it ends, and then we're getting ready for Waka Flocka, and I know that he's a pop culture kid, and so we're kind of down. They let all the athletes kind of come up to the stage, and so we have some space back behind. And he begins to just start doing this dance, and he did it literally for almost 2 hours. I was amazed at his stamina, and he's doing, he can kind of tumble a little bit, so he's doing these back handsprings and just kind of in his own world. At one point, some of the athletes gather around, and he's in the circle, doing his dance. And then Waka Flocka comes off stage, as you kind of can see in the video, and he's going around on the floor to these fraternities and sororities, and Reed runs him down and kind of gets his attention, and then all of a sudden he's sturdying, or again, I don't know how to say this. He's doing this dance, and Waka Flocka, I think, is finally, it's like, just he's pretty amazed, I think, at his intensity of wanting to do this dance. And so they had a moment, and he was after the thing. We're walking back to the car, and Leslie and I are amazed at his. We're just like, wow, this is our kid. I mean, it is amazing that neither one of us are these sort of crazy, outwardly dancing people, and he went nuts. And he's like, yeah, his hand was really sweaty, is what he says about walking.
That's awesome. All right.
So,
Welcome to my world.
That was incredible.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Last thing before we let you go, this is my bad question, but I am curious about it. I know you're a healthy eater. I know you always have been. You can take a shot at me because I'm not. But if your kids have ever gone trick-or-treating, the kids get piles of candy, pounds of it, and there's that bowl, and you're Matt. If there was one candy you're going to reach in and grab and eat for yourself, what candy does Matt Holliday choose? And is that a bad question?
Great question.
Protein bar.
I'm a big peanut butter guy, so it'd probably be like Reese's or like a peanut butter M&M.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
so
it? I want to know Reese's peanut butter cup or peanut M&Ms because I'm going to tweet this immediately.
No, peanut butter M&Ms, like not the old school yellow bag. I'm talking about like the orangish red bag.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Very good.
yeah.
Those are nice.
That's
So
good info.
I think I would go with that one probably, just because I don't know. It doesn't matter. I like peanut butter.
How about this? Another bad question. By the way, do you have to be somewhere? I think sometimes you like talking to
No,
us.
I don't have to go anywhere. I'm
See, look.
fine. Yeah, you guys. Yeah.
I don't want to
I'm
be. I don't want to overburden
That's
him.
why I asked him. I feel like, we're
yeah,
buddies.
Yeah. Get all your stupid questions out of the way.
I have a bunch of them, actually.
Okay, well, let's do it. But just know, I'm afraid.
That's
also,
why I asked him.
With the show, though, the reason, just so you know, the reason is I know there's going to be something that's going to upset a guest at some point. So when we
No, we've
haven't
never
done,
done
I'm
that.
like, okay, let's call
I
up.
know.
Right, but I
I know.
asked him if he
All
has
right.
to go to practice, he would have said, hey, I got to
I'm
go to
good.
practice.
I'm good. I'm just sitting in the living room. Yeah.
Okay, I got a couple. How about, give us your best Halloween costume over the years that you dressed up as.
I don't dress up. Like,
As a kid.
I don't get invited to Halloween. I see all these cool, like, I saw Nick Punto and his wife, they went as Marilyn Monroe and Joe DiMaggio. Like, I don't get invited. Apparently, I don't live, or else nobody cares to invite me to costume parties as an adult. And not that I would dress up, but Halloween's, again, not a big thing for me. But so I don't have any great dress up.
As
What
a
are you
kid,
guys going to be this year? Did you guys go to Halloween
Damon
parties?
Targaryen, Matty. I'm going to be Damon Targaryen. That's what I'm going to do.
Let's have a $5.90 Halloween party
I
and
know.
invite Matt Holliday.
Make him dress up.
I'm not coming.
I might be you for Halloween, to be honest with you.
yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. That's what I might do.
I'm a
Sorry,
Triceratops.
I don't have a good answer for Halloween costumes. So, Charlie, what's your next dumb question?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
0 for 1.
that's fine. I am a Triceratops because my daughter dressed as
Oh, nice.
a T-Rex. My son, who's only 16 months. So my daughter's a pink T-Rex. My son is a green T-Rex. My daughter was like, hey, I want you and Mom to be Triceratops. So I have a great Triceratops. We
Very
talked
cute.
about this with you, that whole furry phenomenon. That's what I
Yeah,
got going now with
yeah.
this Triceratops.
Family of dinosaurs. Nice.
And she's a light blue Triceratops. Okay. We've been talking recently. We all kind of have been crushing different generations. I'm a millennial.
He's crazy.
Well, hold on.
He's
He's
obsessed
crazy with
with
this.
He's
No,
crazy,
this
Jimmy.
is not-
He's crazy. He's going crazy.
Oh, stop. Cat. This is
obsessed
not.
with it.
This is not political. You technically, Matt Holliday, are at the cusp. Because I looked it up. You're what? January 15th, 1980. You're technically a millennial, and I feel like you don't feel like a millennial. Millennials get like made fun of and all that. Like, do you feel like you're a millennial or not?
What would be the most popular characteristic of a millennial?
Don't you go? I feel like they call
No
us
one knows.
lazy,
No one knows.
But I feel like they say, all we care about is the phones and all that. Am I wrong?
I think I'm pre-millennial then. Because I didn't get a phone till I signed, it was probably 1999 when I got a phone, like 98 maybe. It was like where you had to press the button 3 times to text, and each letter, was. So I wouldn't consider myself in that realm. But I don't know what these things mean. Like a lot of them, that's probably my fault and probably not up to date on some of the culture.
Most of
So
them,
I
most
don't know
people
what to
don't know.
consider
There's
myself.
too
Charlie's obsessed with
There's
it
too
for
many
some reason.
categories to keep track of, so no one cares anymore. Like
So what, Charlie? How would you're a millennial? Do
Well-
you fit the millennial?
Well, here's the deal. I agree with you. I'm not just sucking up because I think that generations.
It's all
hold
over
on.
the place.
No, I think that generations are more based upon events. For example, like the end of World War II. Okay, you start in 1945, whatever it is. Maybe there's a music, the 70s, the 80s, but they arbitrarily just said the beginning, 1980. Where I agree with Matt because Matt is 2 years older than me, but I'm the same way. I did not grow up with a phone. I didn't have a cell phone until really college. We didn't have Facebook and social media. I think it came out in like 2004. So I think starting millennials at 1980 is wrong because I think Matt's generation, myself, my older brother, who's about Matt's age, we did not grow up with the same technology even as my sister, who's only 3 years younger than us. So I agree with Matt.
I don't even know what you're
I would
bringing
agree with
up.
that.
There you go.
There's different,
You're an old guy. You don't
there's
even
too
get
many.
this.
There's too many
You're too
categories.
old.
I don't judge people by
Jim?
age. Let
Were
me
you
just
talking
tell you.
about Jim?
He's
about
an
the
old
World War
fogey.
II guy?
What's that?
Was he the World War II one you were talking about? Was Jim the
The war hero?
Well, that's baby boomers.
Yeah.
I think before that they called that the greatest generation, the
Yeah.
folks that actually fought in World War II. We don't even know what Jim's generation
he's a
is
mutt.
called.
I don't either, and I don't care. I don't categorize. I put people into two categories. The way I look at it,
Democrats and Republicans.
like Matt Holliday, great American. Charlie Marlowe, not a great American.
Wow.
There we go.
There it is.
It's that easy.
Wow.
Bad, oh bad.
What else, Matt? What else is on your mind these days? Like when you think of like what do you want to talk about these days? What's interesting to you?
Oh man, I don't really. I'm pretty simple, as you guys know. I watch some baseball. I try to parent. Try to be a decent husband. Working out. I'm pretty basic. I'm not in debates about politics or millennials or I don't enter in to that arena much. So you guys trying to carry a 4-hour show or however long you're on a daily basis, finding interesting topics is challenging. So I just try to give you guys 15 good minutes a week, and that's about all. I mean, this might be all the talking I do for the entire day. I know to use my word limit for the day, and the rest of the people I run into today are out of luck.
Now you know that coming up with topics for 3 hours is challenging when one of the hosts asks a guest, "So, what's on your mind?"
That's a good question.
Yeah. Real good question.
Is that
Well,
a
I
bad
haven't talked to
question,
you guys
Matt?
for a while, so I thought maybe you guys would have some good questions, but I was wrong.
You're wrong
so.
on that.
No, we got to the pressing business about Skip and what candy you would steal from your
was
kids' trick or
good.
treat bowl. And if you're looking for
Well, I mean, have you got Skip on the show, Jim? Do you have any pull? Like, are you trying to get him on to see if he's actually interested in the Marlins job? Or, I mean,
We had Ollie on.
okay, so here's the thing with Skip.
you got Ollie on this show?
Yeah, Friday.
Wow.
And he said he enjoyed it.
Yeah, he liked it too.
He said he
No
enjoyed
way.
it.
You're a liar.
Yeah.
he probably did lie about that.
But I always text
no.
Skip, like I see Skip at the game, before games, I go, "Hey, Skip, you ever come up with a situation you're not sure how to play it? Runners and scoring, but just text me. You don't have to carry that burden for Ollie. Just text." He always says, "I'm good." So I texted him. I always say, "I'm here for you." I just texted Skip, "I'm here for you." And he said, "I'm good."
Okay, but my question to Matt was about, for example, Cam Jansen loves looking up and talking about natural disasters. I like history. Maybe you watched the Dahmer documentary. Maybe there's something that you watched
No, I
recently.
didn't.
Okay, but maybe there's something historical that, like, all of a sudden Matt Holliday's interested in the Vietnam War or
He works out.
or the Civil War. I don't know.
I watched the Redeem Team documentary. Have you guys seen that? The Redeem Team on Netflix about the LeBron, Kobe, that documentary that just came out not too long ago.
Nate, did you see that one?
I've
Nate?
heard about it.
Sports show and no one has.
It's
What?
good. I mean, it's pretty interesting. I mean, I like that kind of thing, but it talks a lot about Kobe Bryant and sort of like on that team about there was one night where they all went out in Vegas and stayed up all night and went to the club, and then they came back to the hotel at 5 a.m. and he was sitting in the lobby. Already ate breakfast and was heading to the gym, and they were all looked at each other like, "Oh man, this guy's different."
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting. So I did watch that, Charlie. And you guys probably, like you said, it's a sports show. You guys might want to tune in.
Yeah,
Yeah, we gotta-
we should watch. And
I
by the
know.
way, just if you're
Yeah,
looking for
the
things to
Dahmer.
do,
Go.
I'm on TikTok now. So if you want to check that out,
I know you are. I did your best TikTok with you.
That's right. I'm awful.
You
You are old. You're already forgetting things. That was
I
like
am
2
forgetting.
weeks
the best
ago.
TikTok. You forgot about it.
I forgot. That was my best TikTok, though. Although the one with the guy who caught what number home run from Albert and was trying to get it authenticated after he left the next day after he left the stadium.
man.
Kind of silly.
Matt, I know we're supposed to let you go, but you'll
Let
appreciate
this poor
this.
man go.
Well, you'll appreciate this because it's making fun of Jim. Jim comes in. This is true story. And Jim, tell me if I'm lying. He comes in every morning, and he'll say, "Hey, this was my TikTok," and he's legitimately disappointed when the TikTok does not perform as well. So this one TikTok with this dude that caught the Albert ball kind of went viral. Got what, 700,000 views?
Over, but yeah.
Okay,
Whoa.
over.
Yeah.
So now, like, he wants every TikTok to get that many, and he's literally disappointed when his TikTok about his dog Stella only gets 8,000 views.
That's true.
Jim, you parade Stella out there too much. I mean, like every tweet
dare
I
you.
feel like that goes out is you with your dog on the couch.
My wife does the
Like,
same thing.
Well, here's
Yeah,
the thing.
like you've already you flooded your social media with the dog. I mean,
Maybe
Stella's
too much.
run her course, maybe. Yeah,
Wow.
Oh,
I'm
that's,
a dog guy too. Like
now
this
he's
isn't
surprised.
me
That's tough,
taking
but
shots
that-
at dogs. I have.
Yeah.
that's tough but fair. I'm just. Uh-oh.
What?
Are you sad? Are you crying?
You all right?
What's going on?
No,
are you?
my wife just texted me. She wasn't listening. I thought if she was, she'd be mad at Matt Holliday for
Well, tell
saying.
her I'm sorry. I actually like your wife.
She's very nice. Erin is the best. No, I was just look at my age. I'm on the clock. I'm just trying to find another revenue stream. And Charlie is actually the smartest guy I know about social media.
No, I'm not.
No, you're smart about this, and he like has a YouTube and stuff. And so I'm like, how do I? I'm going to try this to see if there's a way to monetize it. And I quickly realize people don't like me that much where I'm going to get rich off social media. So I just got to accept the facts.
I mean, you haven't been on that long to have one go viral with the home run ball. I mean, that's pretty good, Jim.
Good job, Jim. You did good.
Thank you. Thank you for building me back up. Charlie doesn't like that.
The
at all.
way to go viral is next time and we can just Matt can just do it organically, just like body slam Cat.
Yeah.
Or if you just kind of pick them up, throw them up against the dugout the next time you have an interview at a Hall of
Yeah,
Fame
I'd love
event.
to do that.
That is how you go viral.
He already choked me out
Yes,
on
but
live
we
television.
okay, but we need to do it for TikTok.
I did not. I just gave you a nice love pat. Jeez, so soft.
Well, I'm glad we're back on
Yeah,
track.
man.
I'm glad because I thought maybe we fell out of favor with you, but to be honest with you, we don't have many good things on the show, and you're one of them. So we'd like to
We
keep
appreciate
that going.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, hey, thanks for having me on. No, I just needed a little break. You know what I mean?
I got you.
We got you.
Needed
That's
a little
fair.
bit of a break, but I'm back. I'm back.
We'll
Just don't
appreciate
go
it,
seeing
Matty.
other shows.
Yeah.
Don't go seeing other shows behind
Thanks
our
for
back.
coming on, Big
You
Dog.
guys are probably running into the next show, right? Isn't the next show about to start?
About a half an hour.
Yeah, half hour.
About
We
a
got
half an
time.
hour.
Oh,
We're
we
all
got
right.
a half hour. Oh, okay.
Thank you, Matt.
Thanks,
All right.
Matty.
See,
All
See you, buddy.
All right,
he's the
guys.
best. He's the
Thank
right.
you, sir.
Oh,
See, he was in a good mood. He wanted to talk.
Nate's like, let that poor man go.
He wanted to talk. He enjoys that.
Curry Langford's chirping because Jimmy was breathing in the mic pretty heavy. A little heavy there.
It happens.
And he texted and I had to blame it on Jimmy.
Oh, was it you?
I don't know. It might have been you, might have been me. It's
Seth?
all good. No, Seth.
No,
well,
I
maybe.
said Seth. Who was doing it? Can you tell?
I have no idea.
Leave
Couldn't
Seth
tell.
alone.
Yeah,
I can't even talk to him now.
Uh-oh. Not allowed to
Charlie,
talk to him.
you've been treating Seth
Wow.
like a pinata today.
You have,
and it's not
dude.
right.
Saying things like, "Hey, how are you doing? What was your weekend?
How dare you do
What
that?
do you think about this particular sports topic?" I'm tired of this show.
You need a
tired of it.
break. You need a
God
break.
almighty.
No, I don't need a break.
Oh.
I actually, can I say something?
Yeah.
Last 3-4 days, I think the show's been great. Not that it isn't other days, but I feel like
Saturday and Sunday?
well, no, I'm saying like I want to say for whatever reason, the last 4 days last week, I thought were really good shows.
I thought
they
the
were
same
fun.
thing.
Absolutely.
I thought.
I thought we dabbled enough in the politics, but didn't get crazy into it. I think sometimes we get a little crazy into it.
You love this whole like millennial thing. You can't let that go, can you? And he's trying to get people to like agree with him, and
No, I'm not.
I just don't even.
Matt Holliday.
I don't even know.
That's my point. Matt Holliday is not really a millennial, and nobody in my age group is. I'm sorry, we're not.
He wanted it so bad.
We just don't
You
know
just
what.
don't
We just
understand.
don't even
I
know
know.
what class we fall into. I think the shows were great.
Yeah.
Because I think when the punishment, the verbal abuse, is balanced out where everyone gets
True
it,
that.
And also, I go by, like, it's already 9:35. Like, time flew today, and it has the past. To me, I'm hoping it's that way for the listener as well.
Matt Holliday wanted to stay on. He would have done the whole hour. He had nothing to do.
He's probably got a badass place in Oklahoma.
Yeah, but he's a multimillionaire. He works out, and he coaches the team. He's drinking coffee, probably overlooking a beautiful stretch of hunting land and a beautiful lake, sipping coffee.
He can see his
kids
whole...
are doing whatever at school. They're in Major League Baseball. Yeah. He enjoys talking.
What's that dance his kid did? Because it's better than the gritty.
It's called the sturdy.
That gritty needs to go.
And there was some news to it.
That gritty needs to go.
Because the truth is, Skip did interview. I hope he stays. Skip is awesome. Awesome dude. I mean, he's just fun to have around. Matt Holliday, awesome dude, fun to have around. So if Skip goes, I wish they would bring in Matt Holliday because he's fun. But, and they did ask Holliday first if he was interested in the bench coach job. But he ain't, even if Skip goes, it's not going to be Matt. So there's some news to that.
Yeah.
And the fact that, and I'll be tweeting this, that if you were wondering what candy he steals from his kid's trick-or-treat bowl, it's peanut butter M&Ms.
Yeah, well, that's like one of the number one draft picks. It's candy.
And here's the deal. Again, we're talking about a dude who did a lot in Major League Baseball. He's got a good setup. He coaches at Oklahoma State. He said this the last time around. Now, would Matt Holliday be interested in a managing job? I think that's a different story.
Yeah.
It's a different story. I think you could be taken away from a great setup with your kids and all that for a big league managing job. A bench coach job? Maybe not so much.
At this point, I do think a bench coach job would interest him if his kids were a little older.
But he said last time around that he was interested in the managing job.
Because you're weighing, like he don't want to leave his family.
And
he might for that. But once he gets a little older, I think he'll be in coaching, even if it's not as a manager.